It's Nolan. Better than Pound Town, we out now. What's going on, beautiful people? It's the kid J Nolan here. Welcome back to another episode of Inside the Industry, your number one source for music, entertainment, commentary, and breakdowns. That song I just played for y'all was an Asteroids freestyle. For those of y'all that may have never heard Asteroids, that's a song by Rhapsody, and that's on her album Please Don't Cry. So I just, did a flip, rapped over the beat. And I felt it was befitting to play it because it is Father's Day weekend. And on that song, I am talking about my mindset coming into this new year after just having my son. So I'm like, you know what? Why not just play that, to open up the show for Father's Day weekend? So there's that on that. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone that showed up to the stream yesterday and decided to, show some Father's Day love and send out some super chats and stuff like that. That wasn't something I was asking for or looking for, but I was pleasantly surprised. And I'm very thankful and grateful for that. You know what I mean? So shout out to Sarah B. Shout out to Lexi G. And while I'm here, I might as well look up everyone that contributed yesterday. Pretty Heart 76. Yeah. Big shout out to y'all. All right. Now, for today's show, we're going to be getting into a little bit of Drake. It's like Drake news comes out every day now. And a lot of the Drake news, I'm not going to lie to you, it seems like there is an agenda to take him down, right? Each piece comes out and it's kind of like embarrassing or something to that effect. In this case, we've got something that is to besmirch his name. And in the same breath, we've got something to uphold a little bit of his integrity. So I'm kind of happy that we're, just not dumping on him all day, every day. And we'll get to that in a minute, but it all circulates around ghostwriting. In other ghostwriting news, we're going to be talking about Ruby Rose, who came out and openly admitted that when she makes music, she doesn't write a motherfucking thing. And she said it loudly and proudly on the Joe Budden podcast. It's going viral right now, so we're going to talk about it. We're going to be talking about Wayne, who has also been subject to ghostwriting claims throughout his career. It's something that originally kind of turned me away from really fucking with his music, and over time I kind of overlooked it. He was kind of Drake before Drake in that aspect. But we're gonna get to that, and beyond that, we're gonna get to his upcoming Las Vegas residency and the forthcoming Carter 6 album that he's supposed to be putting out sometime, perhaps this year. We'll see. And we've got a new preview from Lotto that surfaced online. Well, I won't even say surfaced online. She put it up herself on social media, and we're gonna check that out if YouTube will be so gracious to allow us to play it. Actually, while I'm speaking, doing my checks right now to make sure it'll be safe for YouTube. And when I say safe, we're always talking about copyright, not so much as safe in terms of language or whatever, because I curse enough on this motherfucking channel. But just to make sure that her label's not gonna try to block my content, So yeah, we got her. We're gonna talk about Doechii. Okay, looks like the Lotto thing is good to go. We're gonna talk about Doechii briefly. We're going to pull up Megan's third album cover edition and try to get to the method of the madness on that. And we're going to talk about, what is this lady's name? Casey Hill? I believe her name is Casey Hill. She was signed to Kanye West at a certain point, and she came out talking about her battle to get free from the Good Music label. There's been a lot of talk about Kanye lately. People are coming out left and right with allegations on him of SA, hostile environment, work environments. Multiple people have come out and said that. Harassment. of a sexual nature. All types of things are coming out on Ye. It looks like he might be the next person to go down in a Diddy-like fashion. I'm not sure if anyone has any damning video footage of him in that way, but it definitely seems like he might get Me Too'd up out of here. You know what I'm saying? But we're going to touch on all of that momentarily. First thing we're going to do is keep it light with the whole ghostwriting thing. As we all know, we've got reference tracks from Drake or of people writing or contributing to Drake's music. We played some of it. You know, the Ratchet Happy Birthday thing leaked out. The mother effing, what was that? Stuff from the If You're Reading This album has leaked out. There's so many fucking leaks from Drake's camp of people doing reference tracks for him. A couple days ago, there was a reference track that leaked out of him actually doing a reference for Lil Wayne's I'm Single. And initially when I heard about it, I was like, I don't know how I feel about it, so I didn't speak on it just yet. But as I've sat with it, as I've heard a little bit more conversation and discourse about it, and I see people disregarding it like it doesn't matter, it kind of makes me feel like it does when it comes to Wayne, right? Wayne is somebody who has apparently influenced my style and cadence as an artist. You can hear on any of my songs, you know what I'm saying? Like his tenacity, his delivery is something that definitely influenced me, among others. So that doesn't take away from those attributes that I pulled from, but also I felt like everything, I mean, he convinced us everything that he did, he goes in the booth and just comes off the head with it off the cuff. He said he put the notebook down. What was the project? The Drought Is Over or some shit, or the End of the Squad Is Over. Some shit like that around that time. Just stopped. You know what I mean? He did a mixtape with all the rhymes that were left in his rap book and supposedly never wrote a rhyme again. Well, all of a sudden, it don't seem like that's the case. And that's been one of his calling cards. That's been one of his claims to fame. You know what I'm saying? In that way, like Jay-Z, like I go in the booth, I don't write shit. But is this why? I don't know, man. Very interesting to me. So we're going to talk about that. Let's go ahead and pull up this I'm Single reference that Drake laid down for your boy. And I've seen some people that have suggested like listening to music like through another device. So I'm going to play it through the phone and see how this works in terms of this. And we'll go from there. All right, cool. Now, I'm sure some people don't understand why the fuck it matters on this particular song because he's kind of singing and whatever. But this song came out in 2009. This is in the thick of Lil Wayne's Best Rapper Alive campaign, right? He had started hinting at Best Rapper Alive on Carter 1. I'm the best rapper alive since the best rapper retired. But you got to think, you're going through this Best Rapper Alive phase, And then you turn around and you let Drake write a song for you. And it was always my understanding with this particular record, I'm Single. This was like the quintessential Wayne in the booth, off the lean, coming off the top of the head. Like, it felt like he was just oozing out stream of thought about women. You know what I'm saying? That's how it felt to me. It felt so strongly to me that I didn't even like this fucking song. Cause I'm like, man, y'all don't let this nigga go too goddamn far with this freestyle and shit. That's exactly what I said when this record came out. Y'all don't let this nigga out. You don't let him go too motherfucking far with this freestyle and shit. This nigga just saying any goddamn thing. Oh man. Now it comes out. Drizzy did that. So that counteracts a little bit of the ghostwriting allegations on him, to say, you know, he's always been very steadfast in the fact, like, yo, y'all keep talking about niggas doing writing for me. I'm secure in that because I write for other niggas too. Well, on that same token, there's some new information. I don't want to say it's credible information, but it's a rumor that's circulating. I'm going to read it to y'all. About Drake's first diss record towards Kendrick Lamar, Push-Ups. Now, a lot of people originally thought it was AI. Right? Now, when the speculation about the AI thing was going on, I didn't really understand why it would be AI. Right? Because you got to think, during this juncture, you have this record come out, it's allegedly AI. Then the next thing you know, you have other people, unknown rappers, underground rappers coming out, putting out their version of what they would like Drake to say. Someone even came out with an AI Kendrick Lamar diss going at Drake. What he would like Kendrick to say. So looking back upon Push-Ups, it's like, okay, is this a random person? Is this actually leaked from the OVO studios? Right? And we only had an opportunity to sit with it for a couple of hours before Drake actually came out and released the official version of Push-Ups with some changed lines and stuff like that. But it was in Drake's voice. So it's like, okay, the inflection still sounded much the same in the official studio version. However, on the original leak version, there was a few moments in there that seemed like some sort of robotic. What's the word I'm looking for? Like robotic frequency. It was like some of the frequencies were kind of bending. You know what I'm saying? Almost like when you misuse auto-tune, you know what I mean? It like bends and it cracks. So there was some of that in there. But again, for him to release the real version the same day, it's like, okay, well, maybe this was just because it had a slightly different sample on the beat. Like there was a little bit of different arrangement on the track. So it's like, okay, this was just a just the first version of it. And then they went back and tailored it and did what they wanted to do. But now, as people look back, they think it's something deeper, right? So this person says the leaked version of Push-Ups was actually leaked by someone from Drake's team, either someone within OVO or someone who helped write it. The Drake vocals on this version of Push-Ups were composed by AI, and this is why Drake's vocals sounded slightly robotic on it. They say the writing is real, however, and the song was in fact written by Drake with the help of other writers, in the sense that Drake likely gave a couple lines or ideas of what to write to his writers like he normally does. This version ended up being AI though, because after the brainstorming phase, the writers made an AI reference track for the song. So they're saying that whomever he's writing with, they go in the booth and they recorded this for Drake utilizing the AI technology so he could hear it in his voice. hear the cadence, hear the, you know what I mean, the whole nine, which is something that people were already, this is something that people were already anticipating that Drake might try to do because he had already been outed for ghostwriting. So it's like, once this AI thing came around, everybody was looking at Drake. And then we had a million AI Drakes come out anyway. Then there was that ghostwriter character who fucking put out fake Drake and Weeknd songs. I think he went out and got a fucking deal, some bullshit, and was able to release those songs on streaming. Furthermore, they state Drake's reference tracks nowadays are written out first and then made with AI. So they're basically trying to put it on his badge that Team OVO are officially utilizing AI as breeding grounds for their songwriting process. They say, and this is done to hide the fact that it was written by others, with the writer's actual reference track being deleted. So only the Drake AI ref track remains. Ref track as in reference. And simply stated, a reference, I mean, we know what references are, but you go in the studio, you let somebody hear the flow, the cadence, the delivery, all of that good shit, so that all they have to do is basically go and duplicate what you did and add their sauce to it. They say this is another reason why Kendrick said the line on Euphoria regarding "Am I battling ghosts or AI?" because the push-ups leak was 100% AI. So they're speculating that Kendrick actually knows that to be true. Okay? They say it is also likely that Beam was one of the ghostwriters responsible for push-ups, and Kendrick mentioned him for a reason. Beam worked with Drake on a lot more material besides Her Loss, which is the only album he is known to have contributed to, which I think that adds a little bit of credence. I can't even say credence or credibility because this is a person speculating, but it starts to make a little bit more sense, right? Because he out of all the people that Kendrick could have named, he said Beam. He didn't say Party. He didn't say Weeknd. Well, Weeknd don't fuck with him no more anyway. He didn't say some of the other people that have been accused of ghostwriting for Drake. He didn't say Quentin Miller. Beam is like one of the more recent collaborators. He had a hand in the Her Loss production and the songwriting process, but he also isn't necessarily credited on all of those records. Beam formerly used to work with Lecrae and in the Christian rap field. I don't know where he made the distinction to go work with OVO. But he's just been around, you know? So I do find it interesting that Kendrick pinpointed Beam, right? Ain't 20v1, it's 1v20 if I gotta slap niggas that right with you. Yeah, bring them out too. Why clean them out too? You tell Beam that he better stand right with you. So it's like, damn, is Beam the one really? Is Beam like the new nigga? Is he the new one with the sauce? Is Beam in that motherfucker recording Drake shit using AI to give him, hey bro, this is what I got for you, Crody. Yeah, this one's gonna go. Damn. I thought Beam was catching a stray because I didn't even know the extent of his relationship with Drake at the time. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Do y'all think that there's possibility of this? Do you feel like these are incredulous claims? You think it's bullshit? Or is it just, hey man, it's about Drake. I'm believing anything negative about that nigga. Fuck him. Let me know. You know what I'm saying? Because I know there's a lot of people out there that's on that wave too. I'm not necessarily on that wave, but it's tough, man. They even saying Pharrell is dissing Drake now. You know, Pharrell has this new song called Double Life on the Despicable Me, the new Despicable Me soundtrack. And niggas is on his head saying Pharrell is directly dissing this man on the song. Now, I don't know that to be true. But let's just look up the lyrics, shall we? Pharrell double life lyrics. Hey man, you go and diss a nigga on a kid soundtrack. Oh my goodness, the kids are already singing Not Like Us at the goddamn dance. So in this song, Pharrell sings, "Hey, what are you hiding? What you gonna do when you're gone? Nothing wrong being private. Make sure it ain't wrong. Your life double-sided, two-faced like coins. What side do I get? What side are you on?" So then he goes into the pre-chorus. He says, "So what have you done? Some of your dirt has come to light. Speeding up that hill until the brakes come off and someone saw you in a fight. Am I right?" It says, "It doesn't matter to you if you get heads or tails. You just don't like the flip all the time. But if you spin it, then you get to see both sides. Oh, the thrill of the double life." Verse 2, he says, "Lie detector time. Do you feel bad when you lie? The look on your face says the best life, and then come home like it's fine. Am I right?" Goes back into the pre-chorus. "So what have you done? Some of your dirt has come to light, speeding up that hill until the brakes come off, and someone saw you in a fight. Am I right? It doesn't matter to you if you get heads or tails. You just don't like the flip all the time. But if you spin it, then you get to see both sides. Oh, the thrill of the double life. Who will you be tonight? That's the question. Who will Grrrl be tonight? That's the question." Oh, God, there's another verse? Shit. "I know you heard the rumors. You must get over to it right away. If anyone can do it, you got to get there soon. It's not okay. You got cars to drive, plenty jets to fly. When will you arrive? You're running out of time. Don't you see that everything is on the line? So I'm sorry, but you have to choose a side. You never know when it's your time to go. And and where you end up in life, that's cold. You can't ignore. You're spending your life. Your watch is broken because you spent all your time. It's now or never unless everything rights. Before the spinning stops, you must pick a side." Now, of course, I got to go ahead and just say, Despicable Me, it's about a fucked up nigga. You know what I'm saying? He be out here doing wild shit, but then trying to put on his best face. So of course it applies to the film. But some people are speculating, and this is not something I made up. I want everybody to understand that I did not make this up. This could definitely most likely be a reach. But this is the precarious position that Drake is now in, that everything that any of his enemies have to say that speaks adversely, we're going to look in his direction. Is it about him? And Pharrell ain't defended himself not once with all of the taunting and shit that Drake has done in his direction. So they like, shit, why is he finally getting some get back? What the fuck? I don't know about that, but this is what the people are saying online, so I wanted to talk about it briefly. Okay? Moving on into other ghostwriting. And the whole double life thing, y'all know Drake putting on the front face, being this guy, and then there's all the dark secrets that are coming to the light. So you never know. It could be hey man, it could be a 2-for-1 special, my nigga. I don't know. But getting on to the ghostwriting thing with Ruby Rose. Okay. Ruby Rose did an interview with Joe Budden podcast. I think this was a Patreon episode, but different portions of this interview have gone viral since yesterday. One piece was about her age coming into the industry, being that she claims she was like 16 or 17 when she showed up in the Bad and Bougie video, not to mention some of the other rappers that she allegedly dated when she was a minor, between the ages of 16, 17, something like that. Other rappers that were lusting for her on Instagram when she was around that age. She came back a little bit later after the interview actually aired, and she said, "Oh, I forgot I was 18. Right? Because people started trying to pull up her age and whatnot, and they said if she was 16, it didn't line up. But you just never know, man. And even at 18, I mean, of course, 18 is of legal age to do what you want except drink. There's still an ethical question there, but you know, people gonna do what they do. They say, hey, you turn 18, everything's good. But whatever. That's part of the interview. That ain't the part of the interview we talking about right now, though, homie. All right. So when they started talking about her music career, which it ain't much of a career, but you know, when it comes to the music she releases every now and then, they wanted to know if she's actually the arbiter of those creations. And she outright said no. Absolutely not. I don't wish to touch none of that shit. I don't touch no pen, no paper, no nothing. I got people that handle that shit for me. Again, this is the first time I've heard a rapper come out and say some shit like this, just blatantly in your face. And I also wonder why you would want to be a rapper if you don't want to write your own shit ever. Like, you could just go model. You could just go do other shit if you don't want to. You know what I mean? Tell you, man, these some Eddie Murphy ass artists, man. She wants to party on a time, party on a time, party on a time. Should have left that shit with Rick James, nigga. You ain't need that shit. You just out here trying to conquer shit to do it. Fuck that. So let's go ahead and play. Rubi Rose and her. Again, I gotta say, the fact that she is honest about it, I commend her. Because a lot of people would hide it. A lot of people have hidden it. But she say, I ain't in the dark with my shit. I bring it to the light, man. What the fuck y'all gonna do to me? Half y'all niggas want a little piece of the 90 anyway, and you can't get it. Here we go.
Do you write your own raps?
No.
Hey, salute.
Real shit.
Wait.
No. I love how honest that is.
Yeah, put that to bed.
Yeah,
Do you?
Oh shit. There we go.
Keep that same energy.
And you gotta tell the truth. You gotta tell me sounding different right now.
Yes.
Is it something that you're gonna start trying to do?
No, not at all.
Booked and busy, nigga. I gotta tell you,
Y'all must have didn't understand me when I said I'm lit. I said I'm lit.
Supposed to be sitting here
I
writing
have
now.
time to write your little jiggly tunes.
No, it's not even that. Like, people know how to make shit sound cool.
So you not gonna work on it at all?
No.
No.
Translation: I'm lit.
But wait, we're gonna get some work out of this young lady.
Yeah.
But who's helped you at least with your delivery and your cadence? Because you don't sound like you're reading. There's an art still to reciting.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
So who's helping you with that?
Well, I definitely have, like, you know, my writers and people, but like
That's you two niggas back there, ain't it?
They look like they can write some shit too.
Yeah, they came in like they write some shit.
Mm-hmm.
No, that's like he's like my agent type of thing.
Okay.
Shout out to him. But everybody uses writers though, like realistically. Like when people say they don't, I don't know, maybe you really don't, but like literally, like I feel like everybody uses writers. So it's not a big deal.
Thought that about you, yo.
You thought I used writers?
Yeah. Now it makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So there's that. What I find interesting about the whole Rubi Rose anthology is how much access she's been able to gain to the industry without necessarily doing anything of like actual value. And that's not to discount who she is or anything she has going on or anything, but with that being said, that she doesn't even write her own raps, she's literally been allowed access to some of the biggest stars in music. She's had multiple record deals. She's been featured in music videos. She's ran up a bag off of OnlyFans. Like, all of these different things have all come just because she's a pretty girl. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not hating on that. If you got the opportunity to exploit yourself for your own financial gain, I respect somebody being able to exploit themselves rather than letting someone else do it for them and then being robbed, right? And I think a lot of times as artists, we like to shame people and be like, I'm out here doing my thing, man. I'm out here. But it's like, nigga, you doing the same fucking thing. Like, you out here being exploited by people you don't even know. You're being exploited by people you ain't even met at your label. Motherfuckers that don't care nothing about you. They taking your money, spending it on fucking trust funds, college educations and shit that ain't gonna benefit you nor your family, but you out here acting like you're on some proverbial high horse and shit. So I don't want to make it seem like it's that. I just find it fascinating that she's made it this far in 2024. I thought she would have had a fall off by now just because of the fact that she's getting by on looks alone. I mean, even Saweetie hasn't had the same favor as of Ruby Rose. And maybe Ruby Rose benefits from not releasing as much because she ain't really put out a lot of music, right? So let's go through her timeline. They say she began her musical career in September of 2018 with a remix of Playboi Carti's song On Top. In 2019, she gained further traction with her single Big Mouth. In 2019, she was also signed by A&R Chris Turner to L.A. Reid's record label Hitco Entertainment. So she got signed by one of the biggest executives in music history for what? Right? Rose made a cameo appearance in American rapper Cardi B's music video for her single WAP, which was released on August 7th of 2020. So that kept her out there. December 25th on Christmas that same year, she released her first official mixtape titled For the Streets, which contained guest appearances from Future, Party Next Door, and more. The mixtape saw generally negative reviews and failed to chart, they say. She was selected for the 2021 XXL Freshman, coming on the heels of a failed mixtape. Furthermore, last year, 2023, she signed with, executive Josh Marshall onto his label Mogul Vision, which operates as a part of Interscope Records. After a hiatus from music, she released her single Hood Bitch Aesthetic in October of that year. The following month, she joined Sexy Red on her Hottest Hood Princess tour. So she's been able to have 2 record deals, and she's only released 1 official mixtape and less than a handful of singles. She's on a subsidiary of Interscope now, which is one of the biggest labels in music. And she released a song last year, and I'm pretty sure, I didn't hear the song, but I'm pretty sure the music video did better than the actual song numbers wise. And then she joined Sexy Red on a tour with little to no music ever released. And then it comes out that the little to no music that you have released, you don't even write it. That's crazy to me. Again, that's not no hate. That's not no salt. That's just running down the facts in the timeline of her career, and it's crazy. You know? And I feel like, unfortunately, I think we're moving into the direction where more people are going to come out and start being very open and vocal about the fact that they don't do shit in the studio. They just record shit. Rappers. Which was supposedly a sacred art in which you talk about your life experience, the things that you've seen, the things that have gone around you, your family dynamic, life shit. You know what I'm saying? If you was down with a set, you talk about that. If you got shot, you rap about that. If you went to, you know what I'm saying? Whatever the fuck, you know what I'm saying? Public Enemy was their whole thing was like descendants of Black Panthers. That was their experience. That was what they wanted to push out. They had the FOI with them, or the Nation of Islam. So that was their thing, and that's what they rapped about. Rapped about conscious shit, rapped about empowerment, rapped about, colonizers pulling from our culture, all that type of shit. So you would think all of these people, these are their original IP. This is their original ideas. And I think she's doing herself a disservice, if I'm to be honest, because she says she has no interest in even learning how to write music, right? And the reason I say she's doing herself a disservice is, number one, her music ain't even all that great with whoever is writing the shit. So it ain't like they giving her the special sauce. But then on the back end, when you look at her career, one day you're going to wish that you received publishing money, right? A lot of artists sign away that publishing early in their career. They catch a couple hits, they catch a break, they sign a pub deal, and they regret that shit for 10 to 15 years. The little bit of payments that they're getting, that shit dwindles down. Motherfuckers start looking around. Hey, man, when money start coming up short, you ain't got no choice but to look to your left and right and be like, man, what the fuck happened? Who did this? Niggas start firing their team. Niggas start cleaning house. All type of stuff. And if you're an artist that's had multiple deals and you have no publishing on nothing that you release and you're trying to release your debut album, which means that you have some sort of hope or anticipation of being taken serious as an artist at some point, you're going to want that money because you're not going to get paid off of sales and streams. You can tank that. There's enough stories in the industry that show you that's never going to happen. But at least on the publishing side, you could cake up and make decent money when your song, if it charts, if you find a surge, you find a market, it doesn't matter. Like if your song takes off in Beijing, Singapore, you know what I'm saying? In Mexico, in fucking London. That publishing money gets nice when you start talking about international royalties and neighboring rights and stuff like that. But you got to put pen to paper. Or at least it has to come from your head. So this isn't a segment to come down and clown Rubi Rose. Again, I just find this shit all the way fascinating. I think this may be one of the bigger mistakes that she's made, honestly, though. Hopefully she'll, at some point, have an interest in it. You know what I mean? But, yeah, that's where we at with it, y'all. We ain't gonna stay on her too long, but, again, this is the seeds are being planted to where 5 years from now, we may have a whole lineup. We may have a whole XXL cover one of these days filled with artists that don't write their own raps. That's gonna be a sad day for me as somebody who's dedicated my life to the culture, dedicated my life to the craft, dedicated my life to, the songwriting process. Ooh, shit. Where the goddamn creative geniuses at? Why they don't get no love, man? Whatever. Let's keep moving. Speaking on somebody who mostly writes their own music, let's get to Lotto. She's got a new snippet that she posted online. I don't know when it's coming, if it's going to drop in the coming week or weeks. But I want to go ahead and play it and see what y'all think of this new preview from Lotto. Let me know if y'all think this shit is fire, if it's something that you're going to want to play.
Love your ass in the worst way. Let you hit it on the first day. What you gonna do for big mama for real? What do I get for my birthday? 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 You gotta put in some work today. Can you please do the most for me? Cause I'm strong. Can you give me some good dick till I come? Then can you make me nut again? Where's your tongue? Can I please get a pink lot with a drum? If you can.
That's Lotto with a sample of an upcoming song. Again, we don't know when it's dropping. How do y'all feel about it? I'm not all that thrilled. She's just been on a string of, I don't know, man. Maybe my expectations for her are too high. I really liked Lotto. 2 years ago, I really fucked with Lotto. Like, thought she was gonna be like the next up. Like, cause I know how good she can rap. I know the talent that she possesses. I know that she can do a lot of things, but that doesn't mean that just because you can do shit that you're supposed to, right? And that's not to say that she can't experiment. I'm just saying everybody has a lane, right? If you want to go into like sports, everybody has a position on the floor. Now they trying to move into positionless basketball and stuff like that, but you still have to have an understanding of your space on the floor, right? I don't want to talk over nobody's understanding of what I'm saying. But like some people are 3-point shooters, right? That's just, you just dead nice at hitting threes. Some people have crazy handles and can pass. Some people are just wildly, freakishly athletic and can dunk on anybody, right? Ja Morant type shit. Then you got some motherfuckers who ain't all that talented. They just big as hell for no reason and they know how to get it. You know what I'm saying? They play defense. Right? Very rarely do you have somebody that excels in all of those departments. You know what I'm saying? Where you get a Michael Jordan, a Kobe Bryant. You know what I mean? Shit, that's like the size of it, right? Anthony Edwards. And y'all may not know everything I'm talking about, right? But I think Lotto is trying to do a lot of different things, and she hasn't really excelled at anything. Big Energy, going into that pop field, that was coming off the heels of like Doja Cat doing that Say So shit, which was also on the heels of Bruno Mars 24K. So it was like we had this boom of like, let's do Uptown Funk, right? That killed, he smashed it with that. Then you had, okay, that worked. So now we got the pop people. You got motherfucking, what's the nigga that's producing all that shit? Damn it, man. Dr. Luke and them motherfuckers. Dr. Luke and Calvin Harris motherfuckers, right? So then they started just giving everybody that template, right? Doja comes in, she excels on that. Big Energy comes in, they smash on that. There's a tweet that was like breaking down all of the songs that came out on the heels of this shit, where it was just like damn near the same song, right? So they gave her the copy and paste template. It worked. She came back, did Lottery. How dare you step back in this arena? You did it already. You killed it. Nope, didn't work. Since then, she's been scrambling. She caught a wave with Put It on the Flow. More so, Put It on the Flow again with the Cardi B feature. Cardi B snapped on that bitch. She snapped on that bitch. But I don't know, man. We've talked numerous times about Lotto and people just feeling like she's inauthentic. Even with the advent of this snippet that came out, right? This snippet hits. And she talking about, what you gonna do for my birthday? Birthday. Talking about nigga hit it on the first date. All this good shit. And hey, man, don't nobody give a fuck, man. Like, that's cool. But then there's always that looming thing of like, the nigga you're talking about is 21 Savage, ain't it? And to everyone's understanding, that nigga's still married. So it's weird. So she comes out and says, fun fact, my man is really the first and only nigga I let hit on the first date, and we 4 years in. So she been fucking with this nigga since 2020. Again, it's widely speculated that she's talking about 21 Savage. She's not going public. He's not going public with her. They've been seen in public a couple of times. She's been seen with his entourage in places. Shit. We done seen her sister with Drake more than we seen her with 21 in a public forum. But she claiming this nigga every single day online. He ain't claimed her yet. And, you know, she's... Oh my God, Lotto, are you sitting in the fucking lost and found? Ain't nobody claimed you yet? What's going on, man? Let me stop, because I really fuck with Lotto. That's the sad part, is she goes out of her way to find ways for people to, you know what I mean, kind of become a laughingstock a little bit. Like, Lotto, get up. Shit, man, you gotta go, you know, at this point, you gotta go pick on Ice Spice. You got to go pick on Ice Spice. That's what's going to do it. And I ain't saying you got to say her name. But you need a slew of songs that's going to just like, for anyone willing to listen, that can just dissect. Oh my God, she is bodying that girl. Oh. Cause you gotta change the narrative. You gotta control your narrative. Let me say that. It's not about changing the narrative. It's about controlling the narrative. When you come from a place of what people perceive as weakness, they smell it, they scout it out, and they pounce on it. And it's kind of been her story for a minute. Ah, man. Come on, Southside, get up. Man, I'm telling y'all, man, like, I'm joking and shit, but I really want her to be, I want her to, like, have a classic album under her belt. I want her to, like, because on one hand, she wants to be, like, this new age female T.I., female Gucci type artist. And I feel like she was getting more traction when she was doing that. And the more that she's linked into being like this seductress or whatever, and she's a good looking woman, but like she's dove more into becoming this seductress, it's like people have backed away from her. It's like, we don't believe you. You need more people. Hell. You out here portraying yourself to be a hoe, but then you saying that you only let one nigga hit on the first date. Somebody lying. I might not be the right person to have this conversation. You know, we talk about pretty much music, entertainment, and shit like that. We don't really get into all that on this channel, but come the fuck on, man. You out here rapping about swallowing kids. And this is what she raps about. She puts, if you listen to Lotto, you know, the last 2 years, I don't know if she's done a song yet that ain't told y'all she enjoys the taste of semen. So it's like, bruh, you gotta, the brand is not branding. The brand is not branding. Can someone please stoke the flame, get that motherfucking, we need to stoke the flame, put that logo in that bit, get it real nice and hot, sizzling. We need the brand to have some staying power, okay? We need some USDA approved, stamped on Lotto. Because I want you to have a career. I want you to have a classic album. I want you to be able to put on for the city. Put on for the city. This is not how we do it. Like, Megan is killing it, right? And I don't want to pit them against each other in no type of way. It's just a comparison and contrast. Megan is killing it. She's got the support of her city. She's being authentic to herself. You know what I mean? Megan's been this person since the jump. She didn't just hop on a wave of like being sexually free in her raps. And I know Lotto, she has a different story. She's been around since she was a kid. She had to navigate things. At one point, she said she would never become this person. As a matter of fact, that was one of her claims to fame, was that she wanted to be a lyricist and she would never turn into who she's become. And everybody, you know, everybody changes, everybody grows, everybody evolves. Everybody gets to a different point in their life where they say, man, that shit I was talking about was some bullshit. This is where I'm at today. That's cool. But something got to give. Speaking of Megan, I told y'all in the beginning, we've got a new album cover from Megan again. This plays off of the same Cobra video shoot, photo shoot. But this is it's like slightly animated. So here's a new cover that's been released, and on her website she actually has all 3 versions of the album available for pre-order, meaning that you can order the actual CDs for $10.99. $10.99 is a super reasonable price, by the way. I think that's really dope that she went the affordable route. Some artists will come out and charge $25, $50 for the CD as a collectible or some shit. She said $10.99, you can have that bitch shipped to you. I fuck with that. I'm probably gonna place an order. And I'm probably gonna place the order for this cover. You know, I thought the last one that came out, I thought that one was a little bit better. It was more of an improvement than the original with the butterfly caterpillar thing. But apparently the butterfly edition is available too. So maybe this is a conceptual thing. Maybe there's a dichotomy. And I think I talked about this. If not, I'll mention it now. Maybe the album is comprised of 2 sides, right? Maybe the album is comprised of 2 personalities. Maybe Megan is showcasing dualities. And people told me this in the comments, and I wasn't necessarily receptive to it when I seen it because I just felt like the branding was not like I said. But maybe the softer music on the album, maybe the more personal music on the album, the more revealing, emotional stuff, maybe that's the butterfly, right? And perhaps the more fierce, on attack, on edge, aggressive, maybe that stuff is the snake, right? Only thing that I wish would have been done, I wish we would have been introduced to the butterfly at some point, right? Because everything that we've heard has been snake themed. It would have been nice to have seen the butterfly get brought up in one of the singles, one of the videos, right? That's just me though. And I'm not here to argue. I'm not here to fight. I'm not here to down talk on Megan. I'm just talking about what's going on, right? I'm going to listen to that bitch. I'm going to buy the fucking album. I'm going to outright buy it. So please, I don't want no shit. Like, I know some of the hotties be trying to come at me for some reason, like I'm stupid or like unevolved. This is the thing. If you just take the time. And it's like, yo, I'm not the one you got to explain that to. I'm just giving my opinion. You know, I fuck with the lady, so you don't gotta defend her over here. But that doesn't mean that everybody has. I have inconsistencies that motherfuckers point out about me. All right? So, and I let niggas get that shit off sometimes. So, it's all good. Doechii came out and she made some comments. She says she feels more understood by the queer community more so than hip hop. Let's get into that real quick. I find this to be interesting. They say Doechii has consistently been an ally for the LGBTQIA+ community, being queer herself, and recently admitted that she feels more understood there than in the hip hop community. Talking to Rolling Stone in an interview published earlier this week, she explained her thoughts. She says, no community has uplifted me and made me feel as safe as the gay community, and ballroom culture, of course, is a part of that. I just feel understood in that space, and not all the time in this hip-hop genre do I feel fully embraced like I do in this bag. I just feel safe. In addition to that, JT also came out and showed her support of the same queer community with love letters on social media as part of an initiative kicking off Pride Month. Doechii comes back. She says, I owe a tremendous amount of gratitude to the LGBTQ+ community for embracing me so tightly and pushing not only my music, but also championing my personal growth. She says, my creative work is heavily influenced by both my Florida roots and the vibrant LGBTQ+ community. My music is dedicated to all those who have encouraged me to strive for excellence, and even to those who may have doubted me along the way. Okay? So this is part of I think a little bit of the disconnect that I was talking about a month ago with Doechii. Is when it comes to like some of the makeup that she does, some of the wording and stuff that she does, like even calling her album Black Bitch or her EP Black Bitch, you know what I'm saying? I think that was in that space. It was probably more accepted than just on the surface of just putting it in front of somebody and being like, oh, your album's called Black Bitch. Oh, okay. You know, I think she was trying to do a reclamation of that term. But certain things just aren't connecting in the hip hop sphere so much as, I guess, when she goes into queer spaces, everything that she does is probably being digested, is being understood. They're not questioning it. They're there for the music. They want to have a good time. She's leaning into more house-based rap, you know what I'm saying? Which also has its origins in the queer community. And I don't know, I feel like perhaps she's leaned a little bit more into that since she signed with TDE. I think her music was a little bit more, it was eccentric to begin with. But I'll just say this. I think that based on her entry with Persuasive, it seemed like she was going to be more of a universal type of talent. But based on her own decisions, she's chosen to lean into that specific angle. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with that angle, but it also, she says it's working to her detriment because she's not being embraced wholly by hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And I think all it really takes is a couple efforts to just make general music. Like, have that, keep that. That's part of who you are. That's part of your brand. It's part of, you know what I mean? Nobody wants you to dissipate that. But perhaps for every 3 songs you do aimed at that, give the people 1 or 2 that's just vibes, bops, good, you know what I'm saying, feel good records. If you feel like you're being misunderstood, I think you have the talent. I think you have all of the tools to be a megastar. But it's all in how you present yourself, all in how you come outside and you know, work the room. So that's what I see. All right. So there's that on Doechii. Okay. Let me see if there's anything else that I want to speak on before I go, because we're about to wind down and get into me leaving. So let me just check my itinerary, see if there's anything else. The Kanye West singer Casey Hill. This is going to be the last one. All right. So singer Casey Hill recently got candid with her audience about her escape from good music and her record deal from Kanye West. The 30-year-old artist got her start as a backup singer on the Yeezus tour with Kanye. This is what sparked the deal between her and good music, leading to her debut album, Like a Woman, that came in 2017. I've never heard it. The up-and-coming star left the label in 2019 after waiting for an elongated stretch of time for her next album to be completed. The singer, who hadn't opened up about the situation until now, stood on stage and talked about her experience with Yeezy. She exposed her former boss, saying that she tirelessly struggled to terminate her contract but could ultimately not get in touch with him amidst his busy lifestyle. In between songs, she told fans about her pursuit of termination for her contract. She also shared with the crowd at the time Kanye decided he didn't want to use email, and he also didn't have an assistant. He's also notoriously known for not being able to like get in touch with via phone. Like, he has a phone, he calls and texts people, but that phone is not always accessible. So she said, so I was like, that is so crazy. And for like 6 months of my life, and this is a true story, I'm not exaggerating anything. She says, it's crazier than I could ever tell it. For like 6 months of my life, I went to Sunday service. She said that she was doing Sunday service. She was singing in the choir. She was hanging out, But she wanted to have a one-on-one conversation about getting out of her contract. So then she said, he was like, okay, what do I need to do? And was like, you can literally text anyone at the label, because anyone that signed to Good Music, they pretty much, for the most part, had a joint venture, or I won't even say joint venture, but they had a deal with Def Jam, because Good Music for all intents and purposes, was never a real label. It was a vanity label, which means it was an imprint. There's a company, sort of. But everybody that got with good music, you basically got signed to Def Jam because they didn't have label infrastructure. And of course, if we know anything about Kanye, he wasn't sitting down doing the day-to-day work to make sure that everything was aligned, which is why a lot of people came up short over there and got the fuck on. We saw 2 Chainz only stuck around for like a season. I don't even think he actually signed good music paperwork. So they say, so he texted somebody and I was done. Since then, she's released 2 critically acclaimed albums that I've never heard and is continuing to transition from a breakthrough artist to a seasoned musician. Okay, so this is coming out in the midst of him being sued by Lauren Pisciotta. This is also coming out in the midst of Miss Nikki Heaton coming out saying that she was SA'd by him and Diddy. So at this point, we've got a few unsavory character witnesses that say, hey, this nigga ain't cool. This nigga on some fuck shit. He been on some fuck shit and it's finally coming to the light, right? But as it pertains to Casey Hill, I'm gonna tell y'all up front, I'm not rolling. If you signed a deal in 2016, 2017, you were able to put out your debut album in 2017. You left the label in 2019. I hate to break it to you, Miss Casey, but you've got it way better than a lot of people, especially the long line of artists in black music that have had their entire careers bombed, tanked, held off, staved, stagnated, halted, erased while being signed to people's labels. You didn't even have it as bad as goddamn Tiana Taylor, if I'm going to be all the way honest. This nigga sabotaged her whole album. So although I feel like, hey, it's your prerogative to tell your story. You wanted to get out the deal. You didn't know how to get out the deal. You went to Def Jam and said, I don't want to be with you guys no more. They say, hey, we'd love to let you go, but you got to clear it with Kanye first. You did what you had to do. You went to Sunday service. You sung your heart out. You did some gospel shit that maybe he didn't really believe in. You were able to have a conversation with him. He made a text and you got out of your contract. I don't know too many people that can send a text message and get out of a contract. You're one of the lucky ones. Big Sean released 4 or 5 albums under good music tutelage. He said he was robbed of millions. You didn't go through that story. This is just one. You know what I'm saying? The other stuff that's come out, I'm more prone to believe because of his character, because of his, the nature of his conversation, some of the perversion in which he speaks on. I can believe it, but if you released an album in 2017 and you were able to leave the label in 2019 and continue your career, you caught the long end of the stick rather than the short one. Okay? That's my assessment on the situation. Let me know what y'all think of all this down below in the comments. Be sure to like and share this video. If this is your first time seeing me on YouTube, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. Hit the post notification bell for all updates. I will see y'all later. Become an insider. Big shout out to all the insiders over here. We're growing. We're getting, hey man, we growing, babe. You know what I'm saying? We done hit that 12,000, man. It look like we're going to be closing in on that 13 pretty soon, especially if we can keep up the consistency, keep up the growth. Again, I want to go ahead and say, anyone out there, don't underestimate the power of your share button. All right. So if you have a Facebook page and you don't use it like that, no harm, no foul. Just share the link. You in Reddit communities and you got posting rights, share the link every now and then. You know what I'm saying? Put it in the community. We talk about all types of different subjects in hip hop, celebrity stuff. It'll fit somewhere. You got a Twitter page. You know what I mean? Talk about your life. Tweet your thoughts away. Do what you do. Share the link. Got an Instagram page. You got some. Hey, you don't know what to put in your story? Shit. Post the link. put a screen recording of the stream. You know what I'm saying? With the link. Hey, tune in to my boy. I'm not saying you have to. I'm just saying if you really an insider, you really fuck with me. That's how we're gonna continue to grow. That's how we're gonna continue to elevate and take this thing to the next level. Because at some point, I do want to get into interviewing. At some point, I do want to bring some guests on here. But I want the guests to be, people that y'all would be interested in hearing from. I don't want to just start hitting up my friends and stuff and y'all be like, man, I don't give a fuck about your friends. You know what I'm saying? I give a fuck about my friends though. But you know what I mean. So the way that happens is with more views, more subscribers, more ad revenue, more visibility, more viral posts, all this type of stuff. That those things come in, and I can enhance the entertainment value beyond what I do on a daily basis. All right, so that's all I'm saying. It's not a necessity, you know what I mean? You don't have to do it, but I'm just asking. Don't underestimate, because I dealt with this in music. Like, so many people will always be like, man, you need to be here, you need to be this, you need to be this, you need to be that, you need to be that. Why ain't you on Rolling Loud? Because you ain't been sharing my shit. All right, y'all, I'm gonna sign out. Much love and respect. I'll see y'all later. Peace. King of my city and cul-de-sac. Coming, I swinging like soldier rag. Leading my people like quarterback. Boy, I study this shit, I'm an almanac. Had to get up and grind. Knowledge is booming, I'm here to apply. Came with the chip and the dip, it just single the mind. We finna do more than survive. I need my check. Spinning the block for the Gouda. We hitting the jeweler to flood out the net. We don't do beef for computers, I'm straight out the sewer. We come when you rest. Niggas be looking perplexed, so keeping my foot on their neck. No map, I trust my gut for the quest. With drama, I'm fully abreast. I was ready for years and they doubted me. All of a sudden, they tell me they proud of me. I've been dropping these haters like calories. Cross them out, I came back with some boundaries. Stand for my honor, but too raw, no corner. Packing the stick with a drummer. Wanna catch my bad, won't fumble. I done came too far to be humble.